Hello! Welcome to Empower Your English. Se você chegou até aqui, é porque você quer destravar o seu inglês e melhorar a sua comunicação. Eu sou o Carlos Henrique Carneiro, mais conhecido como Caike, professor de inglês há mais de 20 anos. Neste vídeo, vamos falar sobre uma área gramatical que causa muita confusão entre os alunos, ainda mais se a língua materna for o português. Saber entender essa questão faz a maior diferença no desenvolvimento do inglês. Curioso? Let's start. I'm talking about using the ing. You probably know this sentence. The children are playing at the park. If we analyze this sentence grammatically, we can see that it talks about what the children are doing at this moment. We can see the verb to be in the present and the main verb play in the ing form. So, this sentence is in the present continuous, or the present progressive, because we are talking about an action in progress now. This is the first contact most students have with the ing. Then, most people learn the past continuous. I was playing at the park yesterday. Or the future continuous. Tomorrow at 10, I will be playing at the park. All these sentences are in progressive tenses. They all have the verb to be as an auxiliary and the main verb in the ing form. This ing form is also known as present participle. So, we can say that the progressive tenses are formed by the verb to be as an auxiliary verb plus the present participle. We can also see the present participle in a reduced form. I can see some children and they are playing at the park. Or, I can see some children playing at the park. Great. Now, look at this sentence. Playing at the park had a big impact on my childhood. As we can see, he's definitely not playing at the park right now. Also, he's not talking about a specific moment in the past when that action was in progress. If we take a closer look at this sentence, the verb to be is not even there. So, it's safe to say that this sentence is certainly not in a progressive tense. This isn't present continuous nor past continuous. The first question we must ask is, what is the main verb of this sentence? If you answered playing, you are not correct. The main verb of this sentence is had. The verb have in the past. So this sentence is in the past simple. What about playing? Isn't it a verb? Yes, but it's not the main verb. We are not talking about the action of playing at the park. We are talking about the things that had a big impact on his childhood. So, in this sentence, playing at the park is the subject, not the verb of the sentence. I can change the subject with different things. Playing at the park had a big impact on my childhood, or watching TV had a big impact on my childhood, or show da Xuxa had a big impact on my childhood. Wait, show da Xuxa? Show da Xuxa is not even a verb. Exactly. We can use the ing to put a verb in a position where a noun can be used. This, in fact, is the definition of gerund, according to the Cambridge Dictionary. Gerund, a word ending in ing that it's made from a verb and used like a noun. This is our first task. How can we identify if a sentence is in a progressive tense or a gerund? Look at these sentences. 1. My neighbor loves running. 2. Jane was finishing her paper when we arrived. 3. Are you doing anything now? 4. I'm interested in playing poker. 5. Surfing was amazing at the Olympic Games. 6. This time tomorrow, I'll be lying at the beach. So, let's see if these sentences are in the gerund or in progressive tenses. Sentence number 1, gerund. What is the main verb? Loves. I can replace running with apples and it's not a problem. My neighbor loves apples. Sentence 2 is progressive tense. This is past continuous. Sentence 3, progressive tense. This is the present continuous. The verb to be is in the present as an auxiliary verb, and the main verb is doing. I can't replace it with apples. Sentence 4, gerund. The main verb is am, which is the verb to be in the present. But playing poker is the thing that I'm interested in. I can replace playing poker with apples, and it's not a problem. I'm interested in apples. Sentence 5, gerund. The main verb is was, which is the verb to be in the past. Surfing is the thing that was amazing. And amazing is not even a verb, it's an adjective that finishes with ing. We'll talk about this in a moment. I can replace surfing with the apple, and it's not a problem. The apple was amazing at the Olympic Games. Sentence 6, it's progressive tense. Future continuous. The verb to be in the future with will, and the main verb is lying. I can't replace it with apples. Okay, now that you know the difference between gerund and continuous tenses, when can we use the gerund? Well, basically in 3 situations. Situation 1 is the one we have already seen, as the subject of the sentence. Playing at the park had a big impact on my childhood. Surfing was amazing at the Olympic Games. Remembering that the subject always comes before the main verb. Situation 2, after prepositions. I'm interested in playing poker. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the party. Notice in the second sentence, we have the verb looking in the present continuous, but the verb seeing is in the gerund because it is after the preposition to. Another important observation. I want to talk to you. Why don't we say, I want to talking to you? Because to in this sentence is not a preposition. It's part of the infinitive. After the verb want, we use infinitive. And this takes us to situation 3, verb patterns. Depending on the main verb we use, if we have a second verb, it can be in the gerund or infinitive. Look at some examples of verbs followed by the ing or the gerund. He enjoys spending time with his grandparents. After enjoys, I use ing. Bob admitted stealing the watch. After admitted, we use ing. They considered changing the color of the walls. After considered, we use ing. Unfortunately, there isn't a rule that defines which verbs are followed by the ing and which verbs are followed by the infinitive. This is something that we must start noticing and using. We can also get a list to memorize all of the verbs, but I personally believe that building up the knowledge through usage is more effective. Okay, let's summarize everything so far. We can use the verbs in the ing form in 2 situations. A, progressive tenses, present, past, future continuous, and reduced forms. And B, when we need a gerund. And gerunds can happen in 3 situations. 1, as the subject of the sentence. 2, after prepositions. And 3, after some verbs. Now, a curiosity. Because English is a language that loves a little bit of confusion, some adjectives can also finish with the ing. You probably already know some of them. Amazing, interesting, boring, tiring. I can't emphasize enough that there is absolutely no relationship between adjectives in the ing and verbs in the ing. The adjectives in the ing usually have a counterpart, a pair, a sibling, that uses the ed in the end. For example, amazing, amazed, interesting, interested, boring, bored, tiring, tired. The difference between them is that adjectives in the ing are characteristics, and adjectives in ed are related to a feeling. I feel amazed because something is amazing. I feel interested because something is interesting. I feel bored because something is boring. And I feel tired because something is tiring. Well, I hope this have helped you not to get confused with the ing anymore. Bom, se você gostou dessa aula e precisa avançar no inglês, mas não tem tempo, eu quero te convidar a conhecer o curso Empower Your Grammar. É com certeza um curso diferente de tudo que você já viu no mercado. Com aulas gravadas que são rápidas, leves e dinâmicas, você terá acesso a uma verdadeira biblioteca virtual de gramática que poderá estudar no seu tempo de acordo com as suas dúvidas e necessidades. Ao se inscrever no curso, você também fará parte da nossa comunidade, onde poderá tirar dúvidas diretamente com o professor. Além disso, terá acesso a 2 aulas bônus exclusivas sobre os erros mais cometidos por nós brasileiros e como escrever uma carta de trabalho. Clique agora no botão Saiba Mais e conheça os módulos do curso e descubra como destravar o seu inglês. Bye!